Hi, my name is Aaron Boone, founder of MVP Mailhouse. We do direct mail for dental practices all across the country. And hey, I got an interesting topic today. So I just left the gym this morning and, I'm looking around, all these big dudes, big buff muscles and stuff. I'm like, this would be a great topic. So here you go. Does size matter? Well, yes, it does. And specifically to direct mail, that's what I'm going to talk about real quick. So, just like big muscles might maybe look cool and you think they might be the best thing, are they the most functional? Are they going to give you the best results? And it does matter. It really depends on what you're going for. So when it comes to direct mail and what we do, let me walk you through real quick. There's a number of different sizes you can mail. Typically what you find in the mailbox are bills, right? A standard envelope. Okay. Then you have these smaller size postcards, 4x6, 6x11. There's trifolds. There's brochures. There's bigger pieces. All of these things are pieces that we've mailed and tracked. Now at MVP, we've mailed over 100 million pieces for dental practices all across the country. And I'm going to tell you what works best and why. Okay. So what we recommend for our offices is this size, the 6-inch by 11-inch piece. Why? When you get the mail with other bills, it's a little bit taller, a little bit longer. It stands out. Okay. Unlike something like this, where you have to commit, you actually have to commit to open it up. That's why we don't get as good a response when we do trifolds, I believe, is there's a commitment there. The beauty of the postcards is right there in their face without any commitment. Okay. Now, is it worth paying more? So here's a jumbo size piece, really big piece. The problem when you go any bigger than a 6x11 is it starts to do this. When they're running through the machines, the postal service, they catch the conveyor belts and they tear, and you get more of a bended up piece that arrives instead of a nice smooth piece that sits flat in the mailbox. Now, where do smaller ones work? Well, you've all seen Seinfeld, the high-rise apartment complex. This is the only place that I've seen smaller postcards work better, is where if you're mailing to large high-rise apartment complexes where they can slide in that slot. Okay. Anything bigger, it gets folded, turns into a mess. There's too much commitment. Now, if you're looking for bigger case dentistry, that's where a magazine and more education can work. Nowadays, with people with so much, good websites and reviews online, we don't do as many magazines, but they can absolutely work well for bigger case dentistry. Expect lower calls, actually. Postcard will get more calls and patients than a big magazine. However, the magazine patients are typically bigger cases. Okay. In general. So if I was just say a general statement, but your best bang for your buck is 6-inch by 11-inch postcard, full color, front and back. And that is what we recommend for our offices. Okay. And play to your strengths. I'll do another segment on actual design and stuff, but all this talk about trifolds and small cards, little cards, and definitely don't do this kind of stuff. The old Valpak special where you have to dump out a whole, now you're competing against every dental office in here. And guess what? If you have a special for a $99 new patient versus $79, $69 versus $29, who do you think they're going to call? They're going to call the $29 special. That's a bad way to choose your dentist, is to be stuffed in an envelope with other competitors. Be yourself. Play to your strengths, and just compete against yourself when you send this size postcard. Here at MVP, we would love to help you. We eat, sleep, and drink direct mail for dentists all day, every day to bring new patients all across the country. And we'd love to set up a free demo for you in your office. We'll show you exactly where to mail, what to mail, and why to mail that to them so that you have the answers. And then we track everything meticulous, so you'll know dollar for dollar what you got back. Every one of these examples I showed you, we've tracked how many calls it got. Then we listen to those calls, how many appointments it scheduled, how much production did it bring to your office. We're not guessing or shooting from the hip. Okay. Here at MVP Mailhouse, we take a lot of pride in what we do, and we want to put you in the best position to be successful and grow your practice. We know you work hard for your marketing dollars. We want to make them now work for you and introduce you to more new patients so you can grow. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.